Bye, Auntie. I'll miss you. He gives you a nod. Are you ready to head to 18? It's a long walk, and you don't even have proper gear. I have a proposition. You could go in the front. You better not fail me. Lord Captain made it clear that relying on you is fraught with risk. He pales at your words, but cannot tell if it's because of shame or fury. I see you have quickly earned Theodora's trust, as she's already sharing her closely guarded secrets with you. But that is no longer relevant. With a pop and a sharp crackle, something hits you in the abdomen, and you are consumed by an unbearable, gut-wrenching pain. No! Tessera! I promised you a special destiny, Tessera. It's time to fulfill it. I'm so excited for the next part. Like, so excited. Like, this is gonna be so good. The story's already so good. It's only about to get better. And now that I understand a little bit more of what we're, like, how the lore works for this universe, I'm very excited to see it again with understanding a little bit more, because I'm kind of hoping I also understand the weight of this.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. She has an important mission to complete during our visit to the warrant chamber, and for that, I need her breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
You two-faced scum! You're the one behind the mayhem, aren't you?
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself.
Like, the voice acting here is so good, because when you first met him, he was sketchy, but in the right way for somebody whose job is to be the master of whispers. And now he's like slimy sketchy, and it just like it's so like you can kind of see him devolving into who he really is as like this is going. It's so top tier, so top tier.
We are in the anteroom of the warrant chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred warrant of trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
What is it? Inbred your blood too thin for the Sentinel? Alright, let's try using our psychic powers against him first. You close your eyes to try to focus, then you feel the touch of something sharp. Somehow he has somehow sensed a shift in the warp and delivered a preemptive strike. Ah, no. The blade flashes in the dim light and drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment you feel nauseous. Your head is spinning, and then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices echo each other, drowning out your own thoughts, replacing them with a singular urge. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Yeah, we're gonna fight. I am not your puppet. The voices in your head giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence forcing you onto your feet, making you take a step towards the gate looming in the center of the chamber. In the gateway arch, you see a cogitator with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The Sentinel turns its head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with two ember-like irises. So we've got tech use. I have a 90% chance. Ah, we succeeded, yay! You carefully inspect the design of the gate's cogitator. What immediately catches your eye is the strange alloy that was used as the material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of archotech relic. The servitor on the gate begins to move. With a screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with the sharp, metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing us strings of mysterious symbols on the green background. A whisper runs through your consciousness, insisting, demanding sacrifice. The voice that filled your head after Vogvir wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. We're gonna examine. The servitor looks noticeably different from the ones you're used to. The skin covering is stitched together with copper thread, and it has metal hinges in place of the standard joints. It seems that the creators of the Sentinel did everything to ensure that the service life of this unit would be much longer than that of an ordinary automatons. Place your, look for anything that can be used as a weapon. You look around in hopes of finding at least something that could work as a weapon. Your search is in vain. The chamber's anteroom is completely empty and in perfect working condition. Nary a broken panel or a protruding piece of rebar in sight.
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
Fine. Oh no, Tess, I'm sorry. The Sentinel's jaw clamps around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo motors start up and pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Several minutes pass. The Sentinel's jaw remains closed, and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath, maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this has ever happened.
High levels of caustic humors. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
This is voiced. That was so cool. You do not understand where the quiet voice is coming from, crackling like static. Is it the Sentinel? The cogitator? Is it a figment of your weary mind? Whichever it is, you can clearly hear every word. Who is this?
Genetic code identified. Child of House von Valancius. Do you require assistance?
You hear a displeased grunt in your mind as if the lurking entity has sent something that is not to its liking. Yes, Sentinel, traitors threaten my life and the safety of the warrant. Pain shoots through your head and subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
I love defense protocols in this game.
Well, there is still another way.
That's my girl! Woo! Okay. So we did it. And she has the old injury. Okay. Enormous gate. Match the importance of the thing they protect. The massive doors are made of heavy metal and look. Okay.
It's about time.
Here it is. A warrant of trade. Let it be known that by my will and the true words of the document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade and bestow... Oh, okay. To be a paragon of humanity, unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely first into dark... it's going way too fast, y'all. You can pause and read as we go. I don't know if I can read out loud that fast.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
It's interesting that I'm being called a child. What madness is this? Who are you?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
Are you the Warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
I need a weapon.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
The servo skull goes silent. Its relays clicking. Seconds after seconds pass. Second after second passes, and you realize that the servo skull will not answer you. Can I contact somebody, like Auntie?
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
In place of the mechanical screeching, the servo skull's vox projects the voice of Theodora von Valancius, distorted and ridden with static. yet still recognizable beyond a doubt. Boxmaster, restore communication to the Navigator Sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head.
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
Then lead me away.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Okay, and now we have our journal. Okay. Okay, so that is just what it says. So, Tess. Is there? Okay. Excellent, excellent. So, we have no weapon. Okay. So we've got to seal the chamber now. So badass. Who you? Oh.
Mistress? What? Whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me. What is the meaning of this?
Seneschal Abelard Wissarion has lost some of his former polish. His forehead is sweating, and one of the sleeves of his coat is torn, soaked through with blood. Nonetheless, despite his heavy breathing, he stands firm. His gaze is demanding, albeit somewhat surprised. He surveys the carnage around him, his brow furrows, and he places a hand on his weapon. So your Master of Whispers, he's the traitor. When we parted ways, he stunned me somehow, brought me here, tried to kind of murder me, kind of not.
What?
Yeah, he intended to take revenge on Theodora, and he wanted to reach the warrant for some reason.
Oh, holy God, Emperor. I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. And, Mistress, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
Nah, it's Auntie. It's Auntie. Listen, it's Auntie, okay? Like, we're gonna be the best of friends, Abelard, you and I, but you gotta know now, she's always gonna be Auntie. Even though she probably stabbed me several times, and then several times more if she heard me say that. He openly admitted, by the way, he was the mastermind of the mutiny.
Saints' blood! And it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Mistress. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster.
No.
You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
Okay. So now we're learning how to treat injuries, which I had no idea how to do in the beginning.
We are the spearhead of the Imperium.
Okay.
This wound will make a fine scar.
Thank
Back
you.
into the fray.
All right. Tess is back.
I'm always ready.
Now into your inventory. Take your snipey. Also, armored body. Yes. You cannot equip that, girl. I think eventually I'm gonna make sure everybody has a point into it, but that day is not today. Okay, are these two different ones? I don't think so. Okay.
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the Navigator and the Master Helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the Navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
How did you find me?
You sent me a Vox message.
No, I didn't.
Specifically, a Vox cast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing?
I think the warrant Sentinel may have sent that message. It appeared when I opened the chamber.
Warrant Sentinel?
Yeah.
The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort. The warrant chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
I love, like, this question. I feel like there's a part in chapter 1 where this kind of comes back around towards the end. And I like that this seems to be a small little motif that's running around at least the early parts of the game that I played. Why are you getting certain responses from the ship? Why are you doing certain things that... And I don't know where it's going because I don't know how the story ends. But I do like this little nod to there's something more to you, to your character than meets the eye. It's actually top tier. I heard one of Theodora's Vox casts.
Lady Theodora's.
Auntie.
Which one? The last one I received was about the Navigator's sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
What exactly has gone wrong with the translation?
I am no helmsman, or God Emperor preserve me navigator. However, I have spent my entire life aboard void ships equipped with warp drives, and I know that portents such as these do not bode well. It could be that the Gellerfield has faltered. Perhaps the Navigator was struck down by warp corruption and is fighting for the last shreds of his humanity as we speak. If we get thrown off course, we will be forever lost in the war. Naturally, we would likely not have long to live in that scenario. But I will not resign myself to such an outcome just yet.
What can we expect to find in the Navigator Sanctum?
During warp transit, the Sanctum is closed to all who are not involved in traversing the Empyrean. And for good reason. For the Navigator to open their third eye and perceive the way, the Sanctum must be bathed in the energies of the Immaterial. Only a Navigator can withstand such an ordeal. For the rest of us, any contact with the warp is fraught with perils such as loss of sanity, spontaneous mutations, and death.
All right, so the Navigator Sanctum then. Will you lead the way?
Absolutely. Let us proceed.
Okay. A wave of static suddenly erupts from the servo skull, and you can make out Theodora's words through the noise. To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor. Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might, destroy those who have dared.
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
Surrender to the dark powers!
Annihilate them!
Crush them!
It's interesting that this isn't considered surprised. Tess has nowhere to go. Okay. I feel like that's like the best I can hope for at this point. Let's put Abelard here. Let's start. Oh, good parry. No! Coming in. No! Leave him alone! Okay.
My ears are ringing.
Specializes in melee, drawing enemies into attack. Charges a unique warrior ability that works only when they're using a melee weapon and is not considered an attack action. Use charge to close the distance. Okay. So, are they forcing me to use? Like, you could, I guess.
I will do my duty. Brace yourself, Abelard.
Okay. Just so I could say I used it. Oh, new icon for this one. Gain deflection.
It will be done.
Is this cleave?
At your beck and call.
So good. Here we go. That. No! Good parry. Okay. No! Wait, you hurt your own dude? Okay. Sorry. Tell him his
Suits
future.
my purposes.
Okay. What is... Okay, you've got... oh, you've already got one. Okay, so just being in Tessa's eyesight, is that giving me one stack of exploit? Okay. Hold on 1 second. Tess. I'm gonna put exploit on you.
Nothing.
Or
I
no,
can't
sorry.
do.
Analyze enemy. So you got the exploit. What is this? Gonna do that.
All too easy. Nothing of value has been lost.
That's my girl. Your character's landed a crit, deals increased damage. Okay. Nope. Good parry. Nope. All right. Do it.
I took care of this one.
Okay. Wait, you missed? Oh, because he missed the other guy. Okay. I see. I was like, he didn't miss. He killed it, but he could have hit two. Oh my gosh. Their
Not a problem.
their
for
aim
me.
was so bad.
I don't have time for this.
Can you do this?
Suits my purposes.
Thanks, Tess. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Nice dodge. There you go. You parried? No! No. Okay. Exploit. Or not exploit. I mean, it's stacks of exploit go on, right? Yes. 3 stacks. They got 4. Done. Beautiful. And we can level up. Yes, we can. Any words of anything? Nope. Just double check. Loot. So much loot. I shall take it all. Anything else? No. Okay. Time to level. Let's do it. So, available skill. Logic. Am I on? I'm on me. Okay, good. Just checking. I was like, who am I on? It says choose. Okay. Yeah, because this will... That... Affected by the intelligence characteristic. Okay. Okay, so I went with logic there. Abelard. Let's give you... So... To resist negative effects, or... let's give Carouse first. Perfect. Done. And we shall quick save. All right. Oh, good. I was like, he walked through the fire. How bad is that going to be? It was fine. Like we were, so you're fine. Okay. Got it. So, to the Navigator Sanctum.
I won't tolerate weakness.
The Navigator Sanctum is directly along the passageway. I pray to the God Emperor that we are not too late.
Yeah, we might be.
And so she will enter the halls of the blinded guide and witness the radiance of the final dawn through the cracks and fall victim to a whim of fate.
She says final dawn here? Oh, when I first played this, I had no idea what she, like, I didn't know that this, oh, that's good. So she'll enter the halls of the blinded guide, so the navigator sanctum. Witness the radiance of the final dawn through the cracks. Oh, that's so good.
Mistress, watch your head. Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
I like it that Abelard understood exactly what she was saying. I love every bit about that. Through the, okay, witness the radiance of dawn through the cracks and fall. Oh, fall because it was gonna. Oh, okay.
Sorry, old man. The voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they. Oh, Abelard, how they sing!
They're singing.
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valencius. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn, and in the roaring blaze I see a figure standing. Interesting. The entity in your consciousness shrieks and crawls in deeper, claws scraping against the walls of your mind, as if the presence is trying to hide from the seer standing before you. What are you doing down here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
What? You don't mean the Engine Seer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
You hear a few clicks from the relays on the servo skull, which has followed you all the way here, and Theodora's scrambled words give way to a voice vaguely familiar to you. Officers, frequency! To all those who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once. Prepare to launch counterattack.
That's Edelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelthrat's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
We must see the navigator as well.
Oh no. No.
No?
Nothing is well about him.
Oh, good.
Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity.
I'm so excited for Calamity.
But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we?
No.
The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
I love her. I love her so much. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Wait, is there anything? I forget. Anything down here?
Victory awaits.
I forget if we actually have to come down here later. We might, actually. So, we'll just... Adira! We didn't take Adira with us!